Good morning. Welcome to OG Lowe's Hangout Corner. I'm your host, Carlos Stargell, aka OG Lowe. Today, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do something a little different today. It's gonna be simple and sweet. But before I get started, I just want to give a birthday shout out to my cousin Amber Williams. Hey, happy birthday, girl! I don't know if you watching, but I know your daddy Clarence watching. So, Clarence, if you talk to her before I do, Clarence, tell her I say happy birthday. But anyway, I'm doing this little podcast for my dad today. It's been 2 years since he left me. Well, I ain't gonna say he left me. He went home to glory. And I really, and today it's gonna be hard. But me, I will pull through. So don't worry. I'm gonna be fine. I'm just doing this. This is so simple and sweet. And in tribute to my dad, Roy Stargell. And this song I'm playing now by Bobby Womack. Bobby Womack, Nobody Wants You When You're Down and Out. My daddy used to play the H.E. hockey sticks off this song. This was the song my dad, I thought it was the only one. I thought that was the only song he knew back then because he played that song so much. But anyway, every time I hear this, I think about him too. And I remember when he bought the 45, and I'm still tickled about it today. But anyway, that's enough about it. But yeah, today is a special day in honor and memory of my father, Roy Stargell. Now, it wasn't always peaches and cream, but me and him, we had a lot of good times. The song I just played, that was one of his favorite artists, Bobby Womack. Yes, Lord. Every song Bobby Womack had, he had to get it. Especially his biggest hit, "If You Think You Lonely Now." And I wasn't surprised when he bought that. Why? I don't know. Because I know he was a Bobby Womack fan. I remember him and my mom going to see him. I think it was the Oasis Ballroom back in '82. Yeah, they went to see him. And proof is in the pudding because he brought me autograph picture of Bobby Womack. So, my dad told me the show was real nice. I said, darn, if I was old enough, but during that time I was only 13 years old. So it wasn't no way in the world I can go. So, but if I was 18 or 21, or whatever the drinking age is now, but I probably would have went, but shoot, back then I was just too young. But yeah, my dad, like I said, I had some of the most craziest memories with that man growing up. And you know the old saying when they used to tell you just don't lie to children. Yeah, he did that a lot. But I think he did it because he didn't want, back when we were kids, he didn't want us to know a whole lot. I think they were trying to protect us. Back then, I guess I have to accept the fact that back then, the truth the truth had to be hidden back then. But as I got older, I look back and said, why did he lie to me like that? All these years, but after all these years, now that I look at just straight book, SHIT, yeah, that's what I was saying. But, as I got older, I had to understand, I understood that that was just him. Like I'll tell you one plastic lie he told one time. A friend of his had just got in trouble with the law. And I asked my dad, what happened? Why did he get in trouble? My dad had told the biggest lie he could ever thought of. Told that he sold a bald head woman some hairpins. Now that's a plastic lie. What can a bald head woman do with hairpins? Unless she was a geek monster. Yeah. And then another plastic lie he told. I ain't gonna mention no name, I ain't gonna say who, but a certain person we knew was in trouble. And I asked my dad, I said, what did he get in trouble for? And I said, you better not tell me that he saw the bald head woman on half hands. I said, I don't got past that. What did he get in trouble for? I said, keep it. I said, play it. I said, keep it straight with me, Dad. My dad looked at me with a serious look. And it looked at so hard. He was like, cursing in church. Before I knew it, I almost choked off of drinking orange soda from laughing because I knew that was a lie. But then again, I wouldn't have been surprised because I'm not going to, like I said, the person's name I'm not going to mention, he was just that crazy. He probably would have, but he probably did curse in church. But I asked him years later, I said, did you go to jail for cursing in church? I said, that was daddy told me. You know what he said? I do it if they wrong. And I said, ain't your mama and daddy hang you by the tallest tree along with your afro. Now, you know you can't be doing that now. You know better than that. But hell, that ain't no worse than a certain person I know and love had told the preacher he was going to break his foot off in his I said, no, you did not in church. I said, you know you're going to bust hell wide open with gasoline draws with the hole in the center. And he said, yeah, I'm gonna raise it up. Well, at least he was honest. But see, man, my dad, what really shocked him too, when he first heard me singing at one of my cousin's funerals. A certain person told me when I was singing, his eye was over his glasses, like he was in a state, like he was mesmerized, like in a state of shock or whatnot. All I was singing was "The Troubles of the World" by Mahalia Jackson. And after I got through walking back to my seat, he looked at me. He was like, "Good job." I did like that and walked off. And he told me after the service was over and everything, he was like, "I knew." Oh Lord, not that no holy cow. Okay, yeah, but like I was saying though, it was amazing too because he was like, you so shamefaced in this stage fright. If I was to look at you and use the same, he said, you'll freeze up. I said, yeah, that is true. I mean, I was bad. I told him I was bad about that. I said, even, growing up, I mean, even when I gave my life to the Lord on my own free will, when I was telling him about it, I told him it was one thing they convinced me to join the choir, but what really got it when they had convinced me to lead a song, they say they were doing it for trial services. So I said, okay. Well, I said, ain't no failure but a try. And I told my dad when I led the song, after I got through, I mean, I told him I ended up catching the bug. And that means I had gained confidence and I gained strength to do it again. I was nervous the first time, but I told him I survived it. I pulled through, and guess what? It wasn't as bad as I thought, because like a shamefaced as I was, especially growing up as a kid, you couldn't pay me to get in front of nobody to say nothing. Now, that's how shamefaced I was, but he told me, but when it comes to speaking your mind and letting people know how you feel, he said, you ain't got no problem and no filter. I said, well, I got it honest. I got it from that side of the family. I said, yeah, I got it from the Startle family. I said, that's all. I said, I believe that was in y'all Startle dictionary. Every curse word it was. I had to say something about that. I said, I know, the Startles can sing and all that. But I said, but they do a whole lot of cursing. And I ain't gonna lie, I got it honest. I mean, I'm not just gonna, I'm not just free spirited with it, but like if I'm ticked off or rubbed the wrong way, well, scratched the wrong way, what come up, gonna come out. And I'm not responsible for what come out. You started it, I finished it. And that's how the Stargels are. They'll let you know right offhand, first hand. Don't start what you can't finish. Excuse me, Lord have mercy. And don't dish out what your butt can't take. And if you can't take the heat, stay your butt out the daggone kitchen. And that's how I was. At least that's what His mama, my grandmama used to say, if you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. I couldn't stay out the kitchen too long because I told him I couldn't stay out too long because I had to grab me a couple of them biscuits before we left and went back to Atlanta. And I said, them suckers were good. And my daddy used to be so tickled. He said, you love them biscuits. I said, well, you did too, then. He was like, yeah, I did. I said, you still do them? He said, yeah, I do. I said, well, leave me alone. He's okay. But like I said, all the good times we done had, like I remember riding in the car with him when I was young. And we would listen to this song by the Ohio Players, OHIO. And I was singing the part when they said Ohio. I said, Ohio, Ohio. My dad said, they said Idaho. I said, they said Ohio. He said, they said Colorado. I said, no, they did. They said Ohio. He said New Mexico. I mean, every time I tried not to laugh. I couldn't help it. My daddy was just that crazy. But it was a good crazy, though, because I know. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I believe, and y'all know I got it honest. He was a jokester too. But from what I was told by my brother, the one who I love all of them, but this one right here, we always had that bond when we were kids. But from what he told me, he said, you got it honest. But he said, but you put more work in. He said, you put your foot in it. You put more work in. You got pizzazz. And just to hear I told my dad just to hear my brother say that kind of made me smile and made me feel proud because they always say your friends and your families are the worst critics you can ever come across. And that is true because this brother of mine, my brother, I ain't gonna say who, but if y'all know me, y'all know who I'm talking about. This brother was the brother. Whenever we got by ourselves, and I told my dad this, whenever we went somewhere, walked by ourselves or whatever, he always used to get me to tell them nasty jokes when we were kids. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't mind telling them because it wasn't nothing like seeing that big joker laugh. I mean, that joker he used to love for me to say great. I mean, he just come out of nowhere and say, hey man, he used to always get me to tell them nasty jokes. But you know what? That's what I love. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not like he put a gun to my head and had me telling them jokes because believe me, that's our moment. That was our bond, and me and my brother. Our bond when we were the one that always stayed close. I mean, even when we were young, I used to tell, like my dad used to say, we talked about whenever we used to go down to see my grandparents. The family, everybody in the family could be crowded like in one room or whatever. Everybody sitting down talking, or outside or whatever. Me and my brother, we used to go like we went to the backyard, on the side. We used to just go somewhere by ourselves, just sit down and talk. Play the video hand game, cause that was the big thing back then when we were young. We did. Like I told my dad, we did. Me and Calvin, I told him, we did fun things, and I told my dad, I thank the Lord every day in the 54 years of my existence on this earth that He never had to come to get me or my brother, the one who like I said, I love all of them, but the one that we had that bond, and I got a bond with all of them, but this one right here, I don't know what it is, but this one kind of special. I love them all, but this one kind of special because he been more around when he was around me more. But anyway, the good part, oh hell, not again. I would look now, cut it out on the internet, but like I was saying, I miss that's one. Like I said, at least my dad didn't have to come get us out of no kind of trouble. School, nor nor with law enforcement. I mean, like I said, like Calvin said, my brother. I suppose I said I wasn't gonna call him out, but I couldn't help it. Y'all know I can't hold water. And yeah, Calvin, that's my brother who always was there when we were kids. I mean, I love all my brothers, sure enough, even the ones who's not with us no more. But God bless them. But like I said, I love my brothers, but my brother Calvin, he was there even when I went through my situation, dilemma, whatever you want to call it. Calvin was there. Calvin was the one that he always gave me that shoulder to lean on, even at my daddy's home going. I'm glad he was there and gave me that shoulder to lean on when I broke down and cried because I was real. I mean, I didn't know how I was going to take it, to be honest with you. I mean, come on, y'all, for real. I mean, I'm trying not to get teary-eyed or emotional, but yeah, but I mean, like I told him and my brothers, I was so my sister too. It's always good to see them. I love them dearly, but I hated we had to come together at that moment because I hate to. I mean, like they say, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Man, I mean, and then I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be real with y'all. When my dad passed, a certain somebody, and I'm glad I cut theirs off, cause I ain't got no time to be worried and fussing with nobody who looked like Alice Boone. In a way, she had the audacity, the freaking nerve, asking me, "Did you sing at your day?" I said, before I knew it, I had to catch myself on him. But in reality, y'all know I laid her out. I said every word it was, including the child of God. I said, "You know, I just lost my daddy. You know, I ain't got the strength to sing at his funeral." I said, "Wasn't no way in the world I was gonna sing at my daddy's funeral back. I mean, with all that pain in my heart, I couldn't do it. You sung at your cousin's funeral. You sung at everybody else." I said, shut up. I said, this is different. I lost my daddy, and sad to say, I had to put that heifer on block. I mean, then she had a audacity talking about she's sorry. I don't want to hear it. Sorry didn't. I'm just gonna say it right now. Sorry didn't do it. You did, and it ain't gonna cut the mustard. So move on and forget that you ever met me. Word to Big Bird. But anyway, but I thank God I can still talk to my sister and my brothers. But the only brother who called me the most, like I said, is my second oldest brother. That's the one that always been there for me ever since we were kids. Even though he had me telling them nasty jokes, but he never said or did nothing to encourage us, me and him, to get in no kind of trouble, especially the kind of trouble that can get you arrested. But he was just that brother, like me, used to love life, enjoy life, and love to make people laugh. And we still do. And like I said, I'm up here. He's still down in Georgia. I'm here in Carolina. And he know I'm 6 hours and a phone call away. I mean, like I said, that's that brother. That's that brother. I mean, like I told, like I talked to my dad, like I am I'm talking to my dad in moments. I told him, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I got my brother who love me, my sister, and then the good part, and I hated that he didn't get a chance to see or meet my fiance before he left this earth. He would have loved her. And it's just that like I said, it's already hard today because I I mean, this today he left me. And then it's gonna be hard because my birthday coming up, holidays. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all know I miss my dad. But and like I said, we had a lot of good times though. At least the good outweighed the bad. But I'm sorry that I'm getting so. I'm sorry for the emotional meltdown. But I mean, I'm not sad. I'm really happy because I know he's in a better place now. I mean, he don't have to worry about what's going on down here. And he ain't got to worry about he ain't got to worry about these uptight people on this earth. He don't have to worry about none of this. But I'm here to let I let but at least I have a chance to let him know I'm all right, Dad. I'm all right. I mean, like I said, got a family, got a fiance, finally found somebody who loved me and accept me for me. I mean, for real. I mean, it was about a it was about a grace of God that we reconnected a month after he left, after his death. But I'm not gonna say death. It was just his calling, and his number was up, and it was time to go. And like I said, we had some crazy, exciting moments. My dad and I. I even enjoyed the rides we took together. Like, for example, I think it was like early 90s. I think I can't remember, but put it like this. I remember we went down. He had a little establishment one time. It was like a pool room. It's called a spot. Great for a brother or sister to have their own business in life. And he did pretty good with it. And like I said, I Deacon Woodrow. We hung out, stayed down there for a while, had a good time. And then on the way back, we stopped by the establishment again to make sure everything was everything. And then we were getting in the car. He was like, he said, "You want to drive back?" I said, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" So we riding, enjoying each other's company, listening to some good music. That's when music was better. That's when music was better than it is now. And we were just enjoying. We were just enjoying. Enjoying each other's company. Just had a good time, just hanging out together, whatnot. But what really tickled me when we got back home, my mom was like, "Where y'all been?" And my dad hung out with my son. I said, "Yeah, we hung out." Where y'all go? I said, "You don't need to know all that. We just hung out. We didn't." I said, "We didn't go to no strip club. We just hung out." And I was saying that for a joke, and you know, she took it the wrong way. And Daddy was like, "Woman, calm down. He was just joking. Good Lord, Jesus, hush your holler." I couldn't do nothing but laugh. See, that's another thing I loved about Dad too. A lot of times he stepped in when he needed to step in. Like when I was young, I had wanted to use the car. And I said, "Mom, can I use the car?" "Where you going?" I said, "Mom, I'll be back in a little bit. I just wanted to go hang out." "Where you go? How long you gonna be?" What every time my dad was like, "Woman, hush and let that boy go on and get him some trim." I was like, "No, you didn't." That's all I can say. "No, you didn't." My mom was like, "Go on." call me, let me know you all right. I said, okay. And look, let me remind y'all, this was before cell phones. This was before Star 69, Call ID, and all that good stuff. For real. And actually, it was way before the 770 area code, 678, all that came about too. So, yeah. And then, but like I'm gonna say this too. I remember when I remember when I hurt my arm, and it wasn't work related, but I had to sit in grading for about darn near all night. Darn, I thought I was gonna bleed to death. And my dad said, "What happened? How you hurt your arm, man?" And I told him what happened. I mean, it was a freak accident. And I told him, little girl broke a lamp, tried it from that injury. He said, I said, not without working depression. I said, yeah, it do. He said, you like to have something to do? I said, yes, I was in four, I believe. And I wasn't really working. I mean, yeah, I was depressed, even though I had my own place or whatnot, first apartment, whatever, didn't work, still depressed. But thank the Lord. I mean, I say, man, I'm gonna say thank the Lord too. But it also took my oldest daughter mama's passing for me to get up off of my tail and step up my game. So I did that too. Like I told y'all before, sometimes them wake up calls, man, them wake up calls, you got to answer something. So a lot of them, you better answer them wake up call, because that means it's time for you to wake up. Because when reality hits you, and with that rude awakening, yeah, wake up. I mean, this is reality. This ain't no daggone dream. This is a reality. And so I had to do what I had to do. But like a lot of stuff I did, a lot of stuff I went through, and just imagine, I survived. And then my dad, before he got sick, before he got ill, terminally ill, I mean, it was always good if we always were good to talk, but always talk. But to be honest with you, when I did go over there to see him before his passing, he asked me about my beret. He said, "What's up?" He was like, he couldn't talk because he had the spleen, but he did look like sign language. Walk on. He was like, he's like, "What's up with the beret?" He said, "You're black." And then he did his fist like, "Are you a militant Black Panther?" I was like, "No." He said, "I know you weren't in the military." I said, "You know that too." He said, "He says you're not." He was like, and I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I said, that's what I was told when I first started sporting the beret. I told what really got it, he was, I told him they called me everything from not just ex-military, they called bus drivers see me on the bus. Oh Lord, not this crap again. Hey, look, okay. But like I was saying though, I told my dad, I got him, I said, good morning. He said, what's that to fight the power? And you know, that used to, and then when I first started, and then that Kroger wearing the beret, how I told my dad a customer actually came, when she came up there, I couldn't believe what she said. She told me I look like a retired militant. I said, you don't retire from the revolution, you die with the revolution. I said, once you in the revolution, you grandfathered in. I said, you don't retire from the revolution. How that sound? He said, who you think you are? He said, who you think you are? Talking about, you look like one of them Black Panthers. I said, no, I do not. Talking about, well, she said, well, why do you wear the beret? I said, because when I wear it, I make it look good. And somebody said, oh, he shut you up right there. I said, yes, I did shut up. I told him, I said, look there, I said, now get. But I was saying it in a joking way, and I know she was joking, even though she was full of SHI triple double T, but she was cool though. But like I said, I hated that my fiance never got a chance to meet my father before his passing. But I'm glad. But I'm also glad too that I feel it in my heart that he knows that I'm okay. I mean, but I do want to apologize for the emotional meltdown. But shoot, that was my pop, and I miss him dearly. That clown. But like I said, like I always say too, good can always outweigh the bad. It's up to you to make it good for yourself. Cause nobody else not gonna do it but you. So if you want to do something good, do it for you. Don't do it to please nobody but yourself. And that's another thing my father told me, my dad told me. He said, sometimes you got to do what make you happy. I mean, a lot of people might not agree with what you do, but as long as you make you happy and you feel content, then he said, I'm just gonna say it like he was it. The hell with him. I said, yeah, that's true, Dad. But I told him also too, I never wanted to be a disappointment, or I never wanted to be a disappointment to myself or nobody. I mean, because you never know who's on the outside looking. He said, yeah, that is true. He said, I said, he said, people watch you every day. He said, sometimes we don't ask to be role models, but he said, we don't ask to be role models, but guess what? And we not want to be role models, but at least try to be leaders and not followers. And I was like, right on. That's what I always say. I might not consider myself a role model, but I know I'm a leader, and I am somebody. And when I told him that, he said, "You sound like Black Power." I said, "Yeah, power to the people do that shit right." Yeah, because that's why I told my dad. That's why I call him. I'm considered LAD, last Asiatic disciple, and that's what. And check this out. And I'm gonna tell you the song. I told him the songs and groups my dad liked. He liked it a lot. It was one. It was one rap rap cassette I was playing. I was rocking one day. In fact, it was Professor Griff's first album. My dad was like, he was listening to the lyrics like, he said, who is that? I said, that's Professor Griff. I said, he used to be the leader. He used to be the leader of the S1Ws with Public Enemy. He said, the one with the red beret. I said, yep. He said, man, that joker, he said he can out rap Public Enemy by his damn self. I said, yeah. I said, but he don't look at it as competition. Because if you listen to we listened to the song 1900 Stereotype, and Grip was like, wow, I must have another rapper this one. They get paid like the next one. And that's one thing I loved about Professor Griff too. Like I told my dad, he wasn't about dissing other rappers. If anything, he was trying to uplift them. And he said that, and as you can look at it, him and Public Enemy, I don't know about y'all, but to be honest with you, like I told my father, I never known them to be disrespected by any other rappers. If anything, a lot of other rappers really look up to them. I mean, they influenced a lot of other rappers. Like if you think about it, a lot of rappers they use they lines for sampling. Their songs, like you might hear a song, you might hear anything by Public Enemy, like especially Flavor Flav, rock that, or get that, or yeah, boy, or you might hear or you might hear Chuck, you might hear him like say something like, this chord is dismissed. You might hear something like that, or you might hear bring the noise, or mainly bass. That's what you'll normally bass. But like I said, my dad, he knew I was a big Public Enemy fan. And he used to crack on me real hard about it. And honestly, yes, I'm guilty. I sported the clock during that time also. Yes, I used to wear the clock. I'm gonna be honest with you. He used to ask me, "You too cheap to buy a watch? I can hang that on my wall." He said, "Who you trying to be? Who you trying to be? Public enemy?" I said, "No, I'm just Carlos. I just like to wear the clock." But let him tell it. That clock brought a lot of attention, and it did. Even I told him, even on when I was working at the Fraser Center, I was talking to the supervisor, my boss's son, and we were discussing. I told him we was discussing different rappers and rap groups, and all of a sudden he just came out of nowhere. And when he saw my clock, he said, "And I see you like Public Enemy." I said, "You are so right." But I told my dad how I used to, and my dad, he knew when I was working there. He knew I did. He said he saw how he even saw the way I performed when he came to pick me up one day. He told me, he said, he said, "What you do, they really love you." I said, "Take time with them." Oh yeah, but he met one of my clients. And the only reason why my dad met because he was my buddy. And God bless him too. He's no longer. His name was Leroy. Boy, him and my daddy, they really, I mean, yeah, my dad and man, he said my dad was a mess. And then a lot of my friends, and I'm glad he got a chance to meet a lot of my friends as well. And one friend of mine, he was like, I only met your dad at one time, and I already knew he was one of them laid back brothers from back in the day. I mean, he said my dad had kind of reminded him of his oldest brother. I said, yeah, they were back at that time, but they did a lot of cursing through that. And me and my buddy talked about his brother and my dad. And man, good times. Laughing till your side hurt, till your stomach hurt, and until you about to leak on yourself. But yeah, I mean, I always, like I say, good. I mean, if you go, I mean, you might miss, I mean, yeah, I miss my dad, true enough. But when I say the good, always outweigh the bad. I think about those great memories we had, like growing up as a child, teenage years, even when after I got, even after I got grown, I had kids. But yeah, we had some good times. I mean, we had a lot. I mean, it wasn't always peaches and cream or sunshine, not rain, but man, we had some great times. I mean, we had some great moments. And like I said, a lot of like the way he used to crack and joke with people. I got it honest. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Yes, I got it honest. But guess what? I enjoy it, and I'm going to be like I told him. I'm going to be Carlos regardless. If they don't like it, they can kiss where the sun rays miss and let the doorknob hit them where the dog should have bit them. Straight where it hurt. But anyway, I'm about to split, and I will catch y'all later on if God's willing at 6:15 p.m. And again, shout out birthday to my cousin Amber Williams. 35 years old. Good God Almighty, good God Almighty, you kidding? I mean, I remember when you were born. But anyhow, I'm about to close out, about to close shop for a little while. And I'll be back station identification at 6:15. But before I close out, I at least got to play one more song, a Bobby Womack song for my pops. And I'm trying to think of a good one I can play. And I played one yesterday, but it's one I really want to play by Bob. Oh, shoot. Okay now. I think I got it. Yes, Lord. Now, this is the first song I remember hearing my daddy play by Bobby Womack. And I still love this song today. And I'm gonna surprise. I'm about to now. Y'all just chill out. Now just be cool now because I'm about to throw it now. Y'all gonna get y'all in trouble now. Okay, here you go. Yeah, that's the way I feel about you. Now this is the first song I remember my daddy playing by Bobby Womack. And every time I hear this one right here in particular, I think of that. I look up and I said, Lord have mercy. Every time I hear my dad used to play that like it was going out of style. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Tight song, y'all. See, that's the kind of music I grew up on. These little young little Rudy Poops, keeping it real, they don't know what real music is. And half of them can't sing. And look, guess what? I tell them to their face they can't sing. Hell, and what they playing is they ain't playing music. That's masturbation. But anyway, I'm about to close out. I just wanted to. That's the way I feel about you, Bob. I just wanted to play that song to end this because that was for you, Pops, Royce Stargell. And you lied to me and told me your middle name was Fred. You know you were lying. But I got you. I had your number before you left me, Jack. But anyway, I'll be back later on station identification. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. Press the subscribe button. I mean, it'll mean more to me than anything. But until then, thank you for tuning in to OG Low Hangout Corner with your host, Carlos Stargell, OG Low. Until then, see y'all at 6:15, station identification. God bless. Y'all be good. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, two fingers. I'm out.